Oh, Libby, I'm sorry. It's looking like I'm going to have to meet your parents ahead of the wedding on my own today.
Huh? How come? What about your mom?
I don't have all the details, but basically, apparently there was a huge screw-up at the office, and she just got called in on short notice as a matter of urgent importance. She says the company's in chaos and everyone's losing their heads due to some major IT issue.
Damn, that sucks. It must be pretty serious if they're calling your mom in on short notice like this. Has this happened before?
Nope, first time. Don't worry though, babe. She says she's still going to do whatever she can to make it. It'll probably just be a little later than planned is all. Could you tell your parents just to expect me for the time being? Also, tell them we're really, really sorry.
Got it. Don't worry, Andy, it's fine. This whole thing has been a mess since the start, to be honest. The plan was for you to meet my parents on your own to begin with, but for some reason my stubborn blockhead dad insisted your mom be there for the occasion. I was super grateful when she managed to make the time despite being crazy busy with work. Your mom's pretty high up at the company, right? You know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Can you believe we've been engaged for 3 months and you still haven't met my mom and dad? It's kind of funny when you think about it.
Yeah, I know, babe. It's just been one thing after the other, right? Anyway, don't worry. My mum promised she's going to do whatever she can to be there. Thanks for being so understanding about all this. Alright, well, I'm going to be at the Italian restaurant we booked at 11 a.m, just like we planned.
Okay, great. Take care on the way, Andy.
Well, if it isn't my least favorite poverty-stricken loser. How you doing, Mr. Single Mother Household? You have the nerve to say you want my daughter's hand in marriage only for your mother to stand us up on the day of her first meeting. But really, I can't expect you to respect your father-in-law when you don't even know what it's like to have a dad.
I'll take it this is Libby's dad, Paul?
Yeah, that's right. I got your number after a sneaky look through my wife's phone. You low-life son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. Your wife just sent me a message apologizing for what you did at the restaurant.
My wife apologized to you? She wouldn't be seen dead apologizing to the likes of such a peasant. Don't make me laugh, boy.
What the hell do you think you're doing? You storm into the Italian restaurant I booked for us all like a man possessed, then you double bitch slap me in the face with a fat wad of banknotes. I can't believe you. You're crazy.
You should know, boy. That fat wad of banknotes I just taught you a lesson with was $10,000. You hear that? 10,000.
You mean you got all that money prepared, especially to pull your crazy little stunt? No matter how much I think about it, no matter how many times I go over it in my head, I can't fathom why you would do that to someone you'd only just met, let alone your daughter's fiancé. What the hell's your problem? What exactly don't you like about me? What did I ever do to deserve that?
I just told you, didn't I? Goddamn, son, you really are a moron. There is no way I can let some broke loser from a single mother household marry my precious daughter. Marry someone from your own social class, peasant.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I was raised by a single mother. But you should know that my mum has a good job and does pretty well for herself. So there's no chance of us ever being in financial trouble. Not now, not ever.
That's nothing but your one-sided interpretation of events. Believe me, kid, there are moms struggling financially. All single mothers are. She probably just doesn't want to admit it. All single mother households are poor. And all poor people come from single mother households. It's just the way of the world, boy. You've probably been so poor your whole life that you lack the ability to recognize the desperation of your own situation. Allow me to rephrase that to make it easier for you to understand. Given that you're such a pea-brained moron, basically, you and my daughter's values are too different for you to be a suitable husband for her. So you listen, and you listen good. I do not acknowledge this wedding, and you do not have my blessing. If we allow a poverty-stricken brokey like you into the family, you'll be begging for handouts before we know it. But you should know, My family ain't no charity, kid. Get on government handouts and leave us the hell alone. When you see a cockroach, there's only one course of action. To crush it. And crush you I did.
Fine, I see how it is. So you're prejudiced against single mothers. I get it. So, you hate me. I get it. Still, that doesn't give you the right to come up and slap me in the face with a wad of banknotes on our first time meeting. I'm your daughter's fiancé, for crying out loud.
I introduced myself like that, because I don't acknowledge you as my daughter's fiancé. Just like I told you, kid. What is it? You struggle to read English? This just proves that single mothers are a scourge on humanity and should be eradicated from the face of the earth. You illiterate oxygen thief. And do you seriously think a lowly maggot raised by a single mother like you deserves my daughter's hand in marriage? Quit making me repeat myself, boy. Anyway, your subhuman mother just proved my point. This was her chance to show me that not all single mothers are total waste of space. But no, she just had to go and be late to our meeting, didn't she? You lower-class peasants make me sick.
Paul, I know Libby already told you this, but my mum got called into the office on urgent notice. She had no choice about not being able to make it on time. I can assure you she wanted to. She just messaged me. She'll be arriving at the restaurant soon.
You mean she got summoned to the office by the boss? How'd she screw up this time? You know, it'd be funny if it wasn't so tragic. Single mothers are all the same.
No, you're wrong. That's not why they called her.
In any case, I don't approve of you marrying my daughter. Anyway, where did you go after I brought the smackdown on you, kid? You ran away with your tail in between your legs like the little bitch that you are, huh? Did you?
One of the staff at the restaurant said I could use one of their private rooms to pull myself together in.
I see. So you're still inside the restaurant, huh? This should be good. Hurry up and come and get it.
Come and get what?
The $10,000 wad of banknotes I just punked you with. You break up with my daughter, I'll give you the $10,000. Yeah, think of it as a payment for getting the hell out of her life. $10,000 must be a fortune for a broke loser like you, right?
Sorry, Paul. If you'll excuse me, my mum just got here and I'm going to go speak to her.
Huh?
Sorry for keeping you waiting. I was speaking to my mum.
Yeah, what's wrong, kid? Stuck between the rock and the hard place of wanting that big, juicy 10K while simultaneously wanting to preserve what remains of your wounded pride.
I need to ask you this just in case, but are you sure you want me to break up with Libby? Yeah, my mum, we're on our way to see you now.
I see how it is. You decided to go with the 10K, did you, kid? Looks like Mr. Brokey didn't have any pride after all. Once I give you this 10K, you're never to try to speak to or see my daughter ever again. Do I make myself clear? I never want to see your low-income peasant face again, for as long as I live. Hey, Andy. Wait a sec. Please, I'm begging you, kid. No way, this cannot be happening. Your mom is the CEO of my company. I knew you had the same surname, but I thought there was no way. I thought a single mother could be so successful. Andy, you there, pal? Fine, you win. I approve the wedding. Please, just give me a chance to explain myself to your mom, to the CEO. You can do that for me, right, bud? Don't ignore me, Andy. Come on, kid. I just said I'd let you marry my daughter, didn't I? This is what you wanted all along. Can't we just put the past behind us already? Come on, I thought we were pals. Reply to me.
Dad?
Libby, where the hell are you right now, young lady? Why would you disappear on me when your own wedding's on the line?
I didn't disappear. I've been with Andy the whole time.
Huh?
Also, Andy's mom is here with us.
Oh, really? She is? Libby, I'm serious here. This ain't no joke. You need to ask Andy to reply to my messages. Also, you need to tell him to bring his mom back here pronto. There's something I really gotta talk to her about. This is urgent business, I tell you. Urgent.
Dad, why are you talking down to me? Why do you think you have any right to give me orders?
What?
Do you have any idea how weak your position is right now? Or maybe you do, and you're just burying your head in the sand and trying to deny reality. Is that it?
Libby, what's gotten into you?
Want to know why I never told you about Andy's mom all this time? Because I knew how much pleasure you take in looking down on those you perceive to be lower down the social hierarchy than you. And I thought it'd be less trouble for everyone if I kept it quiet.
Less trouble?
I knew that if I told you Andy's mom is the CEO of your company, you'd have been sucking up and brown-nosing her constantly for good boy points at the office, wouldn't you?
Well, she is my boss.
Yep, that's why I intentionally didn't tell you.
Oh.
But I had no idea you double bitch slapped my fiancé with a wad of banknotes. Ugh. I've had it with you.
Oh, Libby, don't say that, please.
The worst thing about this whole thing is that $10,000 isn't even yours. That's the money from Mom's grandpa's inheritance, isn't it? You know, you and Mom both know the pins to each other's bank accounts in case of emergencies. But that doesn't give you the right to help yourself to her savings behind her back.
But Libby, me and your mother are married.
Married or not, wrong is wrong. Besides, who the hell do you think you are? You slapped my fiancé across the face with a wad of banknotes before trying to pay him off to get out of my life with money that didn't even belong to you in the first place? Have you no shame?
Well...
Where is your pride now, Dad? Are you a moron?
Livy, that's no way to speak to your father. Take it back.
Oh, don't worry, that's fine, because you're not my dad anymore. I won't be taking anything back, but want to know what I will be doing? Cutting you out of my life forever. I figured I should at least say my piece before we said our final goodbyes.
What?
That's not all. You'll be receiving a bill for compensation from Andy's lawyer, as well as the bill for his medical bills when he gets done at the hospital. Oh, and let's not forget the wages you'll be covering for the time he has to take off of work.
Wait, what? Compensation? Medical bills? How? I barely touched him.
You barely touched him? You slapped him with so much force that he fell back and sprained his finger and wrist while trying to prevent himself from falling over.
What?
He's currently being treated at the hospital. Andy works with his hands in a job that requires delicate and precise movement of his fingers. Which means that now, thanks to you, he has no choice but to take several weeks off to rest up.
Oh, wait a sec. If that's true, how the hell was he messaging me just now? Surely if he sprained his finger, he shouldn't be able to message me, huh? Gotcha.
Will you ever realize what a moron you are? It was me who sent those messages.
What?
I guess it's not that unreasonable that you wouldn't notice. They were entirely in his own words, after all. He told me what he wanted to say, and I typed it.
What the heck?
You should know that he's as shocked and appalled by what a vile, disgusting excuse of a human being you are as I am.
No, I'm not like that. You got this all wrong.
I'll be dropping Andy off at his house before heading back to my apartment.
Libby.
Oh, and you better make sure you give Mom back her $10,000 as soon as possible. I mean it.
Excuse me, Andy. Sir, would you mind would you please accompany for a meeting with your mother, the CEO? I'm gonna get demoted if you don't help me here. My wife already divorced me. I already said I'd allow the wedding. You can marry my daughter now. That's what you wanted, right? Please, I'm begging you, Andy. Andy, kid, please. I swear, my life is over if you don't help me out here. I'll do anything you want. Just say the word and it's done. Please. Please. Libby?
Oh, hey, Andy. It won't be long now before your recovery is complete, right?
Yep, I've been able to type messages on my own for the last week, and before long I'll be totally back to normal.
Oh, I'm so relieved to hear that.
Oh yeah, I heard that your mum and dad are going through divorce court. They already living separately?
Yep, you betcha. The house belongs to my mom, so Dad had no choice but to pack his things and leave.
Would you mind filling me in on the details?
Well, you know the settlement money you and my dad agreed on for you to drop the charges you filed against him? Apparently, he hadn't learned his lesson the first time around because he tried withdrawing money from my mom's bank account again behind her back in a desperate attempt to come up with the money.
Wow, are you kidding? He did it again?
But this time, my mom's patience reached its limits. It turns out my mom had been putting up with a ton of his bullcrap for years. And this was the straw that finally broke the camel's back. She flipped out on him and let out all those years' worth of pent-up frustrations of anger in a few minutes. So yeah, then he left the house and that was it.
Wow, I see. But by the way, you know when my mum got called out to the company on the day we were both supposed to be meeting your parents? Well, it's about that trouble I mentioned at the company. You're never going to believe the reason she actually got called out.
Oh, if you mean the cause of the problems at your mom and dad's company, I heard about it. Apparently my dad made a series of blunders that caused the entire company's IT systems to go down. He got demoted from department manager to regular old run-of-the-mill employee.
Oh. You knew? Yep, that's exactly how it went. I don't work there myself, so I'm not familiar with all the details, but I hear that's the gist of it.
Can you believe he screwed up so hard he paralyzed the entire company while he was busy throwing his weight around with you and your mom like he was your lord and master? God, he's such an arrogant jerk. I am so fed up with him, it's hard to even get mad anymore. It's more like a disappointed exasperation. I'm so sorry for everything he put you and your mom through. You didn't deserve any of that.
Why would you apologise? You didn't do anything wrong, babe. My mum knows it's not your fault too, so don't sweat it.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, you know those pamphlets from the wedding venue we discussed before? Well, guess what? They finally arrived. You want to take a look?
Hell yeah, you bet I do.
Alright, I'll bring them along for tomorrow's date then. We're your Sunday best, sweet cheeks. But for now, I've got to take a shower.
Sunday best? Sure thing, I can do that. I'm so looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow, sweetie. No kidding, look at the time. I think I better jump in the tub myself.
Alright, well, good night, babe. Catch you tomorrow, okay?
Yep. Nighty-night, pumpkin pie. See you tomorrow.
After a tempestuous period of hostility and tedious legal procedures, Libby's mum and dad's divorce finally went through, a few months after the events of today's saga. As for the settlement money, we agreed on for me to drop the charges for the assault. He paid me it all in one lump sum, out of what little he had left of his savings. I was actually surprised. I figured he'd try and worm his way out of it somehow, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. We may have put the whole thing behind us, but that doesn't mean we'll be inviting him to our wedding. When we informed him as such, through my lawyer, apparently his face turned as pale as a sheet, and his expression turned to one of hopeless despondence before he finally burst into tears. Astonishingly, in spite of everything, it still seemed like he had no idea as to why his life was in such a bad way. A few weeks later, he was reported for breaching his company's sexual harassment policy, fired on the spot. and on top of having used the last of his savings on my settlement money and compensation, suddenly found himself flat out broke. Last I heard, he currently works part-time flipping burgers while spending his days being told off by his high school student boss, while constantly on the verge of tears. I guess it's true what they say, what goes around comes around. Remember to be nice, folks.
Iris, did you finish the work that I gave you? You better have, or you'll be fired. You old grandma. Hi, Karen. I'm sorry, what was it that you asked me to do? Are you serious? I guess it's true that once you turn 65, your memory deteriorates significantly. I told you to go clean the office kitchen. Have you forgotten already? Isn't it your job to clean up the office kitchen this week? I thought I said that to you earlier when you asked me. No! My job is your job. I'm not sure if I follow what you are saying. I don't expect an old grandma like you to understand how this works. Why did the company hire an old, useless person like you in the first place? Starting a new job at the age of 65 is such a joke. You shouldn't even bother applying for jobs. I know that my age bothers you, Karen. Especially since I'm new, and I'm 40 years older than you. Yeah, I can't believe I have to babysit someone who is older than my parents. What is wrong with this company? That is just how it is sometimes. But I think there is a misunderstanding. You are not my supervisor or anything, Karen. Misunderstanding? I joined the company before you did. So technically, you do work for me. It's true that you may have seniority over me, but that doesn't mean I work for you. Just think about what you're saying. You're being unreasonable. Unreasonable? Clearly, you don't understand. This is why companies shouldn't hire old grandmas like you. You can't even do your job without me. What do you mean? Old people like you just don't know how to use computers. That's why I always have to help you. Well, I honestly don't recall you helping me at all. You incompetent and forgetful sack of wrinkles. Just do as you're told. Or why don't you just quit already? I don't have any problems with using the computer at work. That's what you think. But that's not how I see it. Which is why I give you some of my tasks as well for practice. You should thank me. I'm not following. I'm saying that you don't know how to use the computer. So just do as I ask, okay? It's not like you're qualified to do anything else anyways. Karen, you're being rude. And I was given my own tasks to do that keep me quite busy. You can't just push your work onto me. I wasn't. I was showing you how to do your job. You should be grateful. Grateful? I don't remember you showing me anything, as a matter of fact. That's because you're old. And forgetful. I'm just being honest. I tried my best to teach you. But I guess you just don't see it that way. Teaching? Yeah, I still don't know what you're talking about. This is precisely why I hate dealing with old people like you. Have some respect for your supervisor. I showed you where everything was in the office, didn't I? You forgot about that too? That I remember. But it was just that one time. Plus, I don't know if I would consider that as teaching. How have you lived this long and not understood the meaning of that word? You lack basic common sense. Is that right? Whatever. Anyway, what was it that you wanted to tell me? I wasted a lot of my precious time showing you how to do things. So you'll have to pay me for my time. What? Just $500 for now is fine. You should be able to afford that, right? Why do I have to pay you? Because I taught you so many things. Education isn't free, you know. We're not living in communist Russia. But anyway, training at this company is free. Why do I have to pay you? Because you are incompetent. It's a hassle to teach someone like you. And stressful, too. But I still try regardless. So pay up. If you don't pay me by the next payday, I'll tell the CEO that you're a hopeless employee. Are you threatening me? That's what you get for starting a new job at the age of 65. You were probably so terrible at your previous job that you couldn't save up enough money to retire. That's why you have no choice but to work at your age. Is that what you think of me? Well, I don't care about what you think, but I'm not paying you anything. Aren't you stubborn? If you don't want to pay, then quit. It's not like you're the one calling the shots around here. Watch that mouth of yours. We don't need you here. If you were gone tomorrow, no one would even notice. So just quit already. Well, I was hired as a board member, so... What? You really don't know, do you? Well, now you do. Maybe don't be so arrogant in the future. What do you mean you were hired as a board member? I retired from my previous company with a distinguished reputation. I wasn't a nobody like you carelessly assumed. Your CEO, Virginia, asked me personally to come join this company. So that's why I am here. The CEO asked you personally? I was originally looking forward to my retirement life. But working here has turned out to be pretty fun too. I'm confused. By the way, I worked in the IT industry for my entire career. So I think I know a thing or two about computers. I'm not buying it. A grandma like you was hired as a board member? That is ridiculous. The company asked me to join and to help them improve its operations. You call me old, but most of the board members are my age. The youngest one being in his 50s. I mean, yeah, I can see that. You look down on me because I'm old. But actually, I'm not just older than you. I'm also your boss. Who's the one that doesn't have common sense? It's not about common sense. I didn't know, so it wasn't my fault. Don't try to avoid the problem here. You really need to watch your manners when you talk to people. I'm 40 years older than you. You should at least have some respect for people that are significantly older than you. But I thought you were just a part-time employee. That is not an excuse. It doesn't matter what you think. You need to learn your business manners. I have manners. I've been working here for 2 years already. I know what to say and what not to say. So you thought you could get away with being rude to me, just because you thought that I was a part-time employee? That's how the world works. I thought it was finally my time. Well, I won't say that kind of stuff to you anymore. That is, if you really are a board member. I see. So you change how you act based on the person's status. No, I don't. That is not true at all. It sure seems that way. You only respect me now because you know I am your boss. But before that, you looked down on me. Not to mention that you treated me terribly. That's not true. This is just a misunderstanding. I think maybe I wasn't clear. Looks like we need to properly train our employees. What? You've really helped me, though. What are you talking about? The reason why I was hired in the first place is to terminate employees like you, Karen, and to focus on employee training and development. So you are the perfect example. What do you mean, employees like me? What are you trying to say? Employees that lack skills in business etiquette. What? Me? Who else? I'm talking about you. I suspect that you may have also lied to the company. What's with the accusation? What did I lie about? The company hired you because of your Spanish skills, but you refused to go to the international department. Isn't that a bit weird? What is so weird about that? I don't think it is weird at all. I just thought I was more suitable for the administration role. Is that so? Well then, I'll make sure to transfer you to international sales. What? You can put your Spanish skills to good use there. Wait, let's not make any rash decisions here. Why is that? Don't tell me that you actually lied about your Spanish skills just to get into the company. Of course not. It's just a bit sudden, that's all. Plus, I like working as an administrator. It's not like you're doing your job anyway. You just throw your tasks onto other people, and then play on your phone all day. So basically, you're not working at all. No, that's not true. You got it all wrong. I've been observing you for the past month, but your messages today confirmed my analysis of you. No need to explain anymore. What do you mean, analysis? I still can't believe that you asked me to pay you. Wait, you've misunderstood. That was just a joke. A joke? Well, it seemed like a well-thought-out joke. I wouldn't be surprised if you tried that with other people. Of course not. I wouldn't actually do such a thing. Well, we will find out the truth about your Spanish skills when we transfer you to international sales. Wait, what? If we find out that you don't have any Spanish skills, I am afraid you will be forced to leave voluntarily. You mean I would have to quit? But I finally found a job. It's easy work and the environment is great. I don't want to quit. You are in this situation because of that attitude of yours. If you don't want to leave, then you better start doing your work. This is what you get for skipping your work duties. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean what I said. Please forgive me. I don't want to get transferred to a different department. You don't have to worry if you actually have the skills. Skills? If you're not up for the task, then I'm afraid you're done at this company. Now you know what it's like to be on the other end. I look forward to your performance. Karen was bullying Iris because of her old age. She even went so far as to try and blackmail Iris, telling her she'd get her fired if she didn't pay her. However, Karen got herself in trouble, and she almost got fired herself. To be honest, Karen got off very lightly considering what she did. In the end, Karen was transferred to international sales, but as expected, she didn't have any Spanish skills. It was a big problem as she lied about her skills to get into the company. She was asked to either leave the company voluntarily or to work on improving her own skills. As a result, she started from the bottom and was given the most basic tasks and chores to do. She was also assigned to a new section with a very strict boss. Furthermore, she started taking Spanish lessons at her own expense. Karen was desperately trying to improve her Spanish skills and to prove herself at work. Iris was very pleased with her own contribution to the company. The company also praised Iris for her outstanding work. The employee training and development project will continue in the office. Iris is confident in her ability to bring good change to the company, namely to transform unmotivated employees to productive ones, which will then result in an overall increase in the company's performance.